My kid, stop there. What I am about to say is not the conclusion you anticipated. You've been pleading with me to end the suffering, end the chapter, and end the cycle, but I am going to share something more profound, and more sacred. You might miss the very change your soul has been begging for if you miss this. The surprise isn't simply what I am ending, so stick with me through this entire message. Before I alter your surroundings, it's what I am ending inside of you. Avoid clicking away too soon. This is not a word to be taken lightly, and don't allow anything divert you from what heaven has planned for this precise moment. By the time this message is finished, you will have a clear understanding of why this conclusion was necessary and why you were never supposed to return to your previous self. You entered this time, child, believing that I was going to talk to you about a single, straightforward topic. And I understand why. You've been carrying a hefty load for a very long time because you thought, of course, that I would take care of the obvious burden first. You believed that I would finally announce that the fight was coming to an end. You are able to identify and characterize the pressure, the season that depleted you, the person who wounded you, and the waiting that broke your heart. Indeed, I am addressing the issues that have been interfering with your life. However, you did not anticipate that I am aiming for something more profound than the issue you have been focusing on. I am not just putting an end to what has been going on you. I am putting an end to the pain that has been gradually growing inside of you. I am putting an end to the version of you that discovered how to live with lower expectations. After so many prayers seem to be delayed, I am disappointed to break the internal agreement you made. I am putting an end to the way your heart learnt to brace itself before every hopeful moment, as if joy needed to be handled delicately because if you held it too openly, it may disappear. This is not how you become overnight. I also want you to know that I am not passing judgment on you. I recognize how you came to be here. I witnessed every door that was shut, teaching you to have lesser expectations. I witnessed every pause that left you questioning whether it was safe to have too much optimism. Every time you grinned, I could see that you were silently bracing yourself for the potential that something positive might not last. A person's path in life is altered by that kind of suffering. In situations where you used to be open, it makes you wary. In situations where you were previously trusting, it makes you cautious. It causes you to refer to self-defense as wisdom when in actuality, it is frequently unresolved grief attempting to avoid getting hurt again. I want you to know that when I say I am terminating something, I mean more than just external pressure. I am referring to the internal adjustment brought about by pressure. I am referring to the way you started lowering your own expectations in order to lessen the pain of failure. I am referring to how the past taught you to anticipate disruptions, so you stopped allowing yourself to completely envision the future. I am referring to the silent numbness it descended onto your soul. It wasn't because you stopped caring, but rather because it seemed expensive. I am referring to the emotional restraint that you become so accustomed to that you didn't realize you had it. You thought I was coming first for the storm. However, I am also coming for the stance you adopted in an attempt to endure it. I am touching the spots where maturity was concealed by fear. I am reaching into the places where you began to think that you could stay if you kept your emotions in check, secure. And I really want you to hear this. That's not how you were meant to live. You were never supposed to refer to ongoing internal conflict as normal. You were never supposed to live with one hand open to me and the other silently shielding yourself from the prospect that I would not fulfill your expectations. Since I am aware of the path that led you here, I have been patient with you. I understand what it's like to be taught to celebrate with caution by life. Trust gradually and be ready to let go before love even completely arrived. But now is the time for me to start reversing it. This is the reason it feels so intimate. This is the reason you feel uneasy. When you hear these words, you believed I was going to announce the end of one chapter in the world. But I have already begun to close the chapter that has been running inside of you in silence. And when that chapter ends, you'll see that it wasn't just what happened to you. That was the most draining thing in your life. It was what those reiterated wounds persuaded you to become in order to continue operating. That version of you has not angered me. I don't feel guilty about how you recoping. That you learned how to defend yourself when you were in pain does not disappoint me. I am merely informing you that you are no longer required to reside there. I am breaking the deal you made out of fear. I am putting a stop to the anticipation of collapse that preceded your happiness. I am putting an end to the instinct that urges you to back off as soon as something seems wonderful. I am ending the portion of you that became so accustomed to surviving that tranquility now seems strange. I did not bring you here merely to alter your surroundings, even though you may not have anticipated this. I brought you here to fully heal your heart so that you won't be the same wounded person pleading for help when the new season begins. I have been healing you from the inside out, and that is how you will enter it. There's always someone close by who doesn't have to live with loss. You did not anticipate that conclusion. And that's why is it so sacred. I want you to stay near me for this section, because if you ignore what I am saying, you might not realize how much I love you at the moment. You might not have recognized how much unseen pain had become a part of your everyday existence, since you spent so much time pleading with me to take away the obvious anguish. You developed the ability to persevere despite bearing an excessive amount of weight. Even though you were emotionally exhausted, you were the one who could continue to function. It was you who discovered how to reply, grin, work, and assist others and persevere through the day, even when you were silently exhausted. Additionally, you became so adept at adjusting that you lost awareness of how much this season had cost you. You referred to it as realistic. You referred to it as being stronger now. You referred to it as learning to set reasonable expectations. However, there is a distinction between wounded restraint and wisdom, my kid, and right now I need you to recognize that with me. Wisdom is tranquil. Wisdom is not hardened by waiting. Wisdom is able to trust without coercion. Uncertainty can be contained by wisdom without sacrificing compassion. Peace is not something you have been carrying for a long time. It was control masquerading as tension. It was pain-based caution. Your heart became less approachable, less expressive, and less vulnerable in an attempt to shield itself from further heartbreak. I am aware that you did not make that decision in a single dramatic moment. It took a while. This is a letdown. There was a treachery. A door that seems promising before closing abruptly. A prayer that appeared to reverberate in silence for longer than you anticipated, a relationship that caused you to doubt your value. A long season that began to alter your self-perception. Eventually, you started making decisions in private that no one else could hear. Don't get too excited, you told yourself. Don't trust too soon, you warned yourself. Don't imagine too much, you told yourself. You reminded yourself to be thankful for the small things in life, because hoping for more could crush your heart once more. Additionally, because those choices felt practically speaking, you were unaware that they were gradually erecting barriers inside of you. I am speaking so softly and clearly because of this. I am not merely declaring a breakthrough. Your heart is being called out of survival mode by me. I am not only wrapping up a band season. The emotional structure that season created in you is coming to an end. I am tearing down the rooms where dread has been residing inside of you. I am dissecting the unspoken presumptions that led you to think that disappointment was more likely than joy. I am pulling down the internal framework that held you upright but prevented you from getting any real slumber. The way you used to keep yourself together is no longer necessary. You don't have to continue controlling your own optimism as if it were risky. You don't have to continuously lower your standards in order to avoid suffering. I am not claiming that the future will be simple in every way. I am saying you won't need to bring this outdated internal setup with you. I am ending it that way. And I am aware that some of you would still object to that, because initially it may feel safer to stick to old survival routines than to be free. Peace can occasionally seem strange enough to raise suspicions when a heart has been under stress for too long. You might question whether it is genuine. You might be wondering how long this peace will remain. You could question whether you should continue to guard a portion of yourself in case something goes wrong. I am aware of that. I am not asking you to put yourself in a position of immediate trust. I am asking you to stay with me while I retrain your heart to breathe. Please allow me to demonstrate to you that you are permitted to obtain without promptly preparing for loss. I want you to let me know how much of your weariness was caused by the conflict itself, as well as by the ongoing mental struggle to be ready for additional suffering. You don't realize how exhausted you are from that effort. Your responses, relationships, choices, and even how you talk to yourself when no one else is around have all been influenced by it. And here I stand in the center of that secret location, not to humiliate you, but to set you free. I am not trying to explain why you develop in this manner. I am stating that you no longer need to carry this. I am not calling out your concealed fatigue. I want to heal it, which is why I am touching it. This is more than just the conclusion of a difficult chapter. The internal atmosphere that chapter produced in you is coming to an end. It's the conclusion of being emotionally prepared when you wake up. The term numb as peace has come to an end. The idea that you have to keep little in order to be safe has come to an end. Letting yesterday's losses determine tomorrow's is coming to an end. Spectrum of emotions. I am gently, subtly, and slowly putting a stop to what has been killing you. And it might not happen overnight when you start to see the difference. At first it could manifest in subtle ways. Anxiety used to rise quickly, but now it is calmer, a more compassionate heart where defensiveness used to rule. A readiness to envision something positive without dismissing it right away, a feeling that your spirit isn't as tight as it once was. You will be able to tell that IV already started. It's not just that I am moving that surprises me. I am surprised at how profoundly IV decided to move. I am not just altering the things you can identify. Your inner world is being restored by me. And once IV completed what I started, you'll realize that it was never only the issue in front of you. That was the most beautiful thing I concluded. It was the unspoken internal consensus that the best you could hope for was survival. The arrangement is about to expire. I want you to take a minute to focus on what has been going on before you search for a sign nearby. My child inside you, as IV already started there. You almost missed the quiet location where the most profound transformation has begun because you have been observing the outside world of your life for so long. You've been focusing on the delayed response, the tense relationship, the uncertainties ahead of you, the financial hardship, your physical exhaustion, and the ambiguity surrounding your future. You've been using what you can see to gauge your season. And I recognize it because visible pain necessitates visible care. But now get closer, remain here with me. Pay close attention. Allow your heart to beat more slowly, and let these words to reside within you. Because the loud issue you can mention is not the first thing I am ending. It is the quiet environment that has been around your spirit. It is the unseen burden that accompanied you into everyday situations. Because your spirit had been accustomed to anticipating disruption before tranquility could settle, you brought stress into areas where nothing was even wrong. You might not have spoken for it. You could have simply referred to it as stress, responsibility, maturity, prudence, realism, or simply life being difficult. However, I am fully aware of what it has been. I've seen how it subtly molded you. You become emotionally aware before the day had began, as I witnessed. I've witnessed how your mind remained alert even in situations that ought to have been soothing. I've witnessed how you assessed your mental state before letting yourself breathe, as though a single, unforeseen change may ruin everything. It has been an actual invisible burden. And right now I need you to listen to me tenderly. I am going to stop it now, not later. Not once everything in your immediate vicinity is flawless. I am currently touching it. I am reaching into the secret spot where weariness has been feigning normalcy, anxiety has been whispering, and dread has been resting silently in the background, and I am telling you to let it go. Put it down, give up defending it. When it is simply fatigue, stop referring to it as knowledge. Give it up as if it were your own. Give it to me. Give me the version of yourself that has been preparing for the blow. Give me the version of you that discovered how to look for indications of loss in every circumstance. Give me the personal burden that not even those closest to you can truly comprehend. I am not requesting a polished surrender. I am requesting an honest one. Bring the weary heart to me. Bring the exhausted mind to me. Bring me the silent panic that arises when things get too serene because a part of you has lost faith in tranquility. You don't have to show me how good you are kept it together. You don't have to explain how things came to be this way. I am already aware of it. When the disappointment hit, I was there. When the confidence was betrayed, I was present. I was present when the wait was so protracted that doubt started to take over your inner life. I am talking to you so intimately now because of this. Not only do I know what occurred to you, but I also know what it did to you. Furthermore, I am concerned about more than just the storm outside your home since I am your father. I am concerned regarding the state of your heart. I am going to start there. This is the reason this part of your tale is so important. You might still carry the same invisible atmosphere into each blessing I give you if I simply altered what people can see. You may have outdated reflexes as you start a new season. You could listen for the sound of collapse while standing in a quiet environment. I adore you too much to allow it to occur. Thus, I am starting with the invisible. I am clearing the emotional haze that made each day seem heavier than it had to be. I am putting an end to the faint melancholy that lurked beneath your grin. Even if you had technically rested, I am putting a stop to the silent inside pain that caused you to feel exhausted. No one else can celebrate this holy work that is taking place. You shouldn't rush because of this. Remain with me, see this. Allow this to land. This is not something to be dismissed. This goes beyond comfort, this is a remedy. This goes beyond simple encouragement, this is a change. This is more than just a cozy sensation. Here I am putting my hand on the unseen burden and declaring enough. You do not get to live here anymore. Indeed, you can experience this before you can articulate it. The shift may first become apparent to you in subtle ways. A calmer reaction, a softer morning, a more steady breath, a time when your thoughts stop racing to the worst scenario, and a night when your soul at last lets go. Take note of that beneath that. Don't write it off. I am that person. That is the first indication that the invisible is beginning to wane. It's the initial crack under the covert pressure. In the spot where only you and I have really been, it is the start of freedom. And I want you to comprehend something even more profound. Because a lot of my kids miss the miracle in this situation. They ask me to take down the mountain in prayer. I do move mountains too. However, the voice that has been living as though the mountain defines the rest of their existence is oftentimes the first thing I remove. I am doing it to you. I am not ignoring the external strain. I am just not letting the outside load is still present your inner world's architect. How you think, how you trust, how you anticipate, how you respond, how you love, how you sleep, and even how you pray has all been greatly impacted by that unseen pattern. You've been approaching me with genuine needs. However, beneath many of those petitions there was a deeper or quieter layer that said, please do not let me be disappointed again. I have also heard that request. The one beneath the words is what I have heard. I've heard the shudder beneath the faith. Beneath the courageous visage I have heard the weariness. I've heard that you were still pleading with me for assistance while attempting to hold off on giving hope since it seemed costly. I want this reality to sink into your bones, my kid. I am calling you out on your caution, but I am not insulted by it. I am not upset that you became defensive due to pain, but I am also not abandoning you. I am not upset that you become cautious due to frequent losses, but I am urging you to leave the small space where you have been confined by terror. Get out, let the door open. Enter the larger area, inhale more deeply. Allow your spirit to expand. Don't stand on the edge of peace as if it may turn you away. Enter, take a seat, remain there. Allow me to retrain your heart to be gentle. Let me demonstrate that the worst aspects of your past need not be repeated in the future. Let me show you that not everything lovely is fleeting, even if something once fell apart. For this reason I am ending what is invisible. I am putting an end to the mistrust that comes with peace. I am putting a stop to the silent fear that seeks to coexist with happiness. I am putting a stop to the instinct that prompts you to withdraw emotionally as soon as something begins to feel secure. I am breaking the habit of practicing negative outcomes before I've even opened a door. I am putting an end to the never-ending internal computation that has given your spirit the impression that it is constantly working, scanning, and getting ready. You weren't meant to be a standing guard. Keep an eye on your own heart throughout the day. You were created to dwell with me. It was meant for you to rest with me. You were meant to stroll steadily and without continual control. Now pay attention to what I have to say and take this as medicine. Noise won't always accompany your recuperation. It can be quiet at times. It can resemble a deep exhalation at times. Sometimes it manifests as a slight change in how you conduct yourself throughout a typical afternoon. Occasionally it seems like the realization that the strength of the notion that once plagued you has diminished. That remains a miracle. I still have that hand. That remains a breakthrough. The world has trained you to expect only spectacular signs, so don't ignore the subtle ways I move. Heaven frequently arrives quietly before all is altered. And I want you to help me with this. Accept the delicate healing. Appreciate the peace. It doesn't look dramatic enough, so stop fighting the kindness. Let the tranquility endure. Never doubt a moment of relief as though it had to be a ruse. Accept it. God bless it. Take a seat in it. Use it to build. The inner space where your thoughts reside is being restored by me. I am purifying the atmosphere where your feelings have been stifling you. The spirit space has seemed closed for far too long, but I am opening the windows. I am illuminating areas that you stopped going to because they were too depressing. You'll start to feel less plagued by the invisible as I do this. That subtle melancholy, that low-level worry, that emotional static, that backdrop weight that made things more difficult than they had to be. In you, it will start to lose its language. It won't be able to survive in the environment I am building. I told you that what I am finishing initially is invisible because of this. Because the most sacred liberation frequently starts where no one else can see it, and the deepest jails are frequently concealed. Remain here with me. Permit me to complete what I have begun. Before you honor the internal transformation, do not rush to find outward proof. The proof is already starting. Your heart is aware of it, your soul senses it, your inner space is evolving. The apparent world will no longer have the same influence over you after the invisible load is lifted. As I put an end to what has been hidden inside of you, my child, I am also kindling a light that has to shine outside of you. I am not going to keep what I am doing in your soul a secret. It is intended to be used as oil for other people's failing lamps. Giving is like sowing into invisible soil, and Ivy stated what has been done covertly. I'll give out rewards freely. This is not a minor deed. Your obedience becomes someone else's breakthrough in this divine exchange. I am inviting you, right now. Yes, you will work with me to spread this message farther than your own voice can. Allow your seed to grow into a river that flows into arid areas' hearts that are still waiting for me to awaken. The link is in the description as you make your offering available via PayPal or Super Thanks membership. Provision, safety, and multiplied tranquility will be released over your existence. Don't put off what I am asking. This is your time, my child, take action now. I am aware of the several occasions you looked at your life and silently questioned whether I was preventing you from moving forward. I am aware of the several times you stood in the midst of unresolved issues and attempted to interpret the quiet. You saw others advance. You saw doors open for other people. Opportunities came and went. The seasons shift. Relationships develop, resources show up, responses for those who didn't appear to be carrying what you were transporting. You started questioning me, what I was doing with you from somewhere deep within your heart. I heard it even if you didn't always say it aloud. The pain in the prayer was audible to me. I heard the perplexity of waiting. I heard your frustration, which you attempted to alleviate with words of blight. Why does it feel like my life keeps pausing when I am trying so hard to move? And because I love you, I need to answer you now with clarity. I was not delaying you, the tired thought said the way you thought. I wasn't punishing you. I wasn't teasing you with hope and then taking it away. I wasn't standing in front of your future with folded arms, watching you struggle, asking you to prove something to me. I wasn't forgetting you while I remembered everyone else. What you called delay was frequently protection with a quiet face. What you called silence was frequently surgery beneath the surface. What you called being stuck was frequently my refusal to let you enter the next room carrying a wound that would have poisoned the very thing you prayed for. If I had opened some doors when you begged me to, you would have walked through them with old pain still influencing your reactions. You would have called it a blessing, but you would have brought unhealed fear into it. You would have entered answered prayer while still viewing everything through the prism of past disappointment. You would have reached for what I was not interested in giving you something new, while the old ache still controlled your nervous system, your thoughts, your expectations, your emotional reflexes, and your sense of worth. I wanted the gift and the inner capacity to hold it to arrive together. I wanted peace to come with the opportunity. I wanted healing to arrive with the relationship. I wanted wholeness to walk. That is not the future I wanted for you. I wanted your inner life to stop undermining what your outer life was praying for, which is why some things took longer than you anticipated. It wasn't because I liked to watch you wait. It wasn't because your tears meant nothing. And it wasn't because your longing was inconvenient to me. Rather, it was because your longing mattered deeply, your tears mattered deeply, and your waiting mattered deeply. I counted every night you stared into the dark, wondering if I was still moving, and every morning you woke up exhausted but continued on. I was there doing what only I can do in places you cannot see. I was clearing paths you would have called good, but that would have broken you. I was closing doors that looked promising but carried hidden pain. I was slowing your feet because your heart needed more healing than you did. I counted every time you obeyed me while feeling confused. I counted every prayer that felt fragile in your mouth because disappointment had made your voice quieter. None of it was wasted. Realize that I wasn't trying to keep you from your future, rather I was preventing the parts of you that still needed to be restored from destroying it. That is a father's love. It's not denial, it's design. It's not rejection, it's rescue. And I want you to stop blaming yourself for not grasping it sooner. Let go of that burden. Stop asking yourself the same old questions over and over again as if you failed because you were confused. You were sincere. In the waiting. Come here now and allow me to reframe the entire season for you. Look again. The pause wasn't punishment, the slowdown wasn't Abandonment, the delay wasn't proof that you were forgotten. It was proof that I was being cautious with your life. It was proof that I loved you enough to say not yet when you were asking for it right now. Even though I know that was painful. I want to take you even further into this, because there is something in your spirit that still needs permission to stop grieving the timing as if it were all loss. Some part of you still looks back on the waiting season and feels that thanking me now would have crushed the version of you that existed when you first asked. That is why I waited, why I held back, and why I kept working in secret while you thought nothing was happening. I was not delaying you, I was deepening you, Robbed. A part of you still wonders how much further along you would be if certain things had happened sooner. A part of you still compares your timeline to someone else's obvious progress and silently questions whether you lost years you can never get back. My child, come close and pay close attention to what I am saying. Don't let comparison tell your story. Don't let impatience write what I was doing. Don't let the enemy convince you that slow means forgotten. I need you to let go of the fantasy that I wasn't withholding because I was reluctant, I was with timing because I was wise. Earlier would have automatically meant better. It might have meant more fragile. Earlier might have meant more reactive. Earlier might have meant you got what you wanted but didn't yet have the emotional maturity, spiritual stability, or healed self, understanding to steward it. Earlier might have meant you got what you wanted, but secretly became strained to you. I want you to start treating the waiting season with holy respect instead of personal resentment. It was painful, confusing, and stretched you in ways you never would have chosen, but it also brought to light things that needed to be seen, like the places where fear still made decisions, the hidden dependence you went on up, your unspoken grief, the extent to which your identity had been tied to outward progress and what was still fragile. Because I am your father, I do not rush past what is wounded just to make the outside look impressive. I care too much about what is real. I care too much about who you become. And I care too much about the inner foundation that will hold up the next season. When you are trying to outrun pain by chasing movement, it made you sit still long enough to hear what your soul had been whispering beneath all this driving. That season did not merely delay your life, it diagnosed your heart. Pressure comes, so accept this invitation right away. Let me redeem the way you see it. Let me show you the fingerprints of my mercy in the places you once called delay. Let me teach you how to honor the season that prepared you instead of resenting it for not looking like movement. I want you to actively respond to me here. Father, show me what you were protecting, you say, opening your hands. Ask me that. Let me be a part of your memory. Allow me to take you back to those old doors. Let me tell you what you were unaware of at the time. Allow me to reveal the cracks in the item you pleaded for. Allow me to reveal the pressure I spared you. Allow me to expose the connections that would have exhausted you, the chances that would have depleted you, and the settings that would have accentuated your abilities while exacerbating your injuries. I am capable of doing it. I can improve how you perceive your own chronology. You won't perceive the waiting as evidence that you were behind until that mending starts. You will start to see it as evidence that I was trustworthy enough to avoid hurrying you into something that appeared wonderful, but wasn't yet healthy for you. Peace reappears there. This is the point at which trust grows. At that point, you begin to measure your life by alignment rather than speed. You are not running late. You are not falling behind. You are still eligible because it took longer. You are coming with more depth than you otherwise would have. With less delusion, less desperation, less self-betrayal, and more reality, you are entering the next phase. That is important. You don't realize how important it is. Thus, cease expressing regret for your procedure. Put an end to lamenting your pace as a sign of weakness. Give up viewing your journey solely through the prism of hurry. I am still writing. I am still making arrangements. I am still opening. I am still in the lead. And now that you are aware of the wait, you can move forward in a different way as well. As someone who understands that even the pauses were part of the promise, rather than as someone attempting to catch up in a rush. This is where something old finally loses its right to pursue you. So I need you to stay near to me, my child. You have experienced a pattern that you have grown accustomed to. You nearly thought it was who you were. At first, it wasn't always clear. It didn't always make a loud, dramatic announcement. Occasionally, it appeared grasped like nearly another door that appeared promising before abruptly closing. Another relationship that appeared secure until it wasn't. Another chance that came close enough to rekindle your optimism, only to leave you wondering why it vanished once more. Another season when you thought, maybe this is it. Then you were back where you were, exhausted, trying to figure out why everything had fallen apart, once more. Even if you continue to move forward, that kind of persistent disappointment creates scars. It instructs you should control your expectations. It teaches your spirit to recoil before happiness takes hold. It subtly warns you not to get too involved, not to celebrate too soon, and not to believe things that appear promising too soon. Additionally, the pattern began to feel typical because it occurred more than once. Even if you didn't say it aloud, a part of you started to anticipate being interrupted. A part of you started to think that if something seemed promising, it might also be fleeting. You discovered how to hold on to hope using a hand half open, as though having high expectations was risky. I am aware of that. I witnessed its formation at every stage. I observed nearly everything that perplexed you. I noticed that each time you looked around, you tried to figure out why the same kind of pain kept appearing when you were dressed differently. The individuals weren't always the same. The conditions weren't always the same, but the pain was the same. It had the same aftertaste of emotion. You were left wondering the same unspoken concerns about your value, your future, your timing, and your capacity for trust is in front of you. I am now bringing you to the boundary where that pattern ends. This isn't only another chapter. This isn't a retry. This isn't just another cycle masquerading as a fresh start. This is the tipping point. The previous rhythm starts to lose its appeal at this point. This is where the ending is no longer written by the well-known fracture. And I would like you to join me in this. Don't merely listen. Accept what I am doing. Farther, I refuse to call this cycle. You tell me, opening your heart, it's no longer normal.